Hello, everyone, and welcome to the new season of the Purposeful Life Show with your host, Adrian Starks. I'm excited to share some new updates of the show with you, starting with a new look, sound, and energy, as well as a variety of guests coming aboard with intriguing topics of conversation. I hope you enjoy the new level of energy that will be brought to the show. Thank you for all of your support since the very beginning in 2019. Wow, it's been 3 years already? Because of you, the Purposeful Life Show is now in the top 5% of all podcasts globally, and we aim to get it into the top 1%. Continue listening to the show and share it with others. You can also now listen to the show on my Facebook page at Adrian Starks, where you can comment in real time and communicate with me about your aha moments. Thank you again for all of your support, and let's make this one hell of a year and be purposeful about doing that. Wishing you all much love and success. Social media has been on an increasing rise for people to connect both personally and through business. This tool for business could exponentially grow and improve business relationships. Social media is usually the first place people go to find out about you and your business. But what if your social media is not matching the image you want for your business or for people to see? This could be a fear that you have, and this can be overcome by learning to use social media and to build genuine connections, lifting you to a higher positioning in visibility and trust. Join us on our new episode on the Purposeful Life Show with the Champion Up podcast. Social media can lift up your business. Hi, my name is Adrian Starks, and welcome to the Purposeful Life Show on the Champion Up podcast. This podcast is for the courageous creators wanting to create a life of meaning, adventure, and fulfillment, all while helping to make the world a better place. I'm happy you're here, and if you're new to our show, make sure to give us that 5-star rating and subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. Also, connect with us on Facebook and Instagram at Champion Up. It is always that one idea that could be your breakthrough. It's time to step into your courage and believe the champion in you. Welcome to the Purposeful Life Show on the Champion Up podcast, and welcome back to another episode. My name is Adrian Starks, and I am your host, and today is another amazing episode called Social Media Can Lift Up Your Business. I'm pretty sure we can use that all around in our businesses. Before we get into this show, I want you to go ahead and give us that 5-star rating and to subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on the amazing content coming to you weekly. We have a special guest on today. Her name is Jeanette Martin. And Jeanette Martin, can you say hello to our audience today?
Hello, audience. I hope you're doing well today.
I believe they're going to be doing a lot better when they hear from you, Jeanette. So Jeanette Martin is energetic about helping others share their true, authentic story with the world by helping them build connections on social media and in their communities. She values creating relationships between people and businesses by collaborating with businesses for mutual success. Jeanette loves supporting her local and global community. She's the owner of MYBC Consulting, and she's developed the Lifting Up system to help business owners overcome their fears of social media by showing them how to build genuine connections. Through her program, she lifts you up so you can learn to lift up yourself so we can ultimately lift up each other. Amazing. Welcome to the show today, Jeanette.
Thank you for having me on your show today.
I'm excited to have you on. I only bring on the courageous creators out here on the planet who are just creating some amazing ideas, but they're acting on it to make their world and this world a better place. And you are exactly doing that in your business. And I thank you once again for coming to the show. And I want you to share a little bit more to our audience today about what it is exactly that you do.
Well, my company, MYBC Consulting, first of all, I'd like to share with you, Adrian, what that actually stands for.
Yes.
So it stands for Move Your Bum Chum Consulting. So
Love it.
I had to learn how to utilize these abundant social media platforms. So that's the name of my company. So if you go into www.moveyourbumchum.com, it will go to my website. So what
Excellent.
I do is I have a 3-pronged approach to my company. The
Okay.
first being I have brand ambassadorships for food companies here in British Columbia, where I help share their
Hmm.
story and create customer experiences at trade shows, food stores, to make sure the customer is fully aware of the product before they choose to buy it. And it's all about that experience. The
Okay.
second prong to my company is this social media lifting up system. It's where I took the fear myself out of social media, and I teach people also how to take the fear out of it and communicating in a very authentic, real way. We all know in life right now, our BS meters are running pretty high. So
Oh, yeah.
why not have your authentic story out there and your truth out there? It's so much easier in business. And the last prong to my company is I do an innovative lunch and learn on the road. And that's where if you need to teach your business associates network or just some new clients something new, we go on a wine tour. We play card
Well, that sounds
games.
fun.
And we connect with each other and we connect with community. So those are a lot of fun. I have 3 of them coming up in August. If you want more information on that, at the end, I'm sure you're going to share how people can get in touch with me.
Absolutely, and thank you for that information. Let's go back to the second prong approach to your business.
Perfect.
The social media, the dun 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 that we all have because
Oh, fear.
social media is filled with so much information. I'm going to say there's a lot of social media has a lot of things that are just distracting to us. So why is it important for the growth of a business to be more in tune to what they're doing on social media or with social media in general?
It's so important because truly it's your way of marketing your business in these platforms. I often say to my clients that I teach is thank goodness we didn't have to invent these platforms. And yeah, thank goodness I didn't have to. And it's our way of truly painting that visual, auditory, kinetic picture that we are able to do in our reality. So how are we able to do the same using the platforms? And that's why it's so important. And I love live, and my friends know me going, I'm Jeanette, you're the queen of Facebook Live, is because the person can see my face. It's much like in a regular quote unquote sales interaction. If they were coming into my store, they can see the energy, they can see the face, they can see the truth. The little wrinkles beside my eyes as I'm smiling. And that is the power of using social media. And one day I'd love to do a petition calling it social connection versus social media.
Now, that is a great idea, social connection versus social media. And you brought up a great point. When we're doing things live or when people can see your face on social media, it does bring a sense of trust. Like, I actually know this person exists and I can see their mannerisms and I think I like them and I want to know more about them. And that really helps. What inspired you to want to do this kind of work of helping businesses understand the importance of social media?
Well, back in 2014, when I started MYBC Consulting, I was on a subcontracted basis with a hardwood floor company as their director of sales and marketing.
Hmm.
And it was a small family run company, and we didn't have a lot of marketing dollars, but what we had is these platforms. And I chose to really get to know the ins and the outs of LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Get it, people? Lift LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And starting to post articles or pictures or information about what we were all about, and then watching for the reaction, and then acting upon that reaction, and then seeing, wow, this is pretty spectacular. But I'm going to dial it back a little bit, Adrian. The big key piece that I tell all my entrepreneurs and business owners and nonprofits that I work with is you must build a solid foundation in your reality before you choose to get onto social connection or social media.
There we
And that
go.
is so important because you're going to be bringing those people in reality onto your platform, and they will be your biggest advocate. They will either say, and there's been times where my grammar is not the greatest when I type out things, and they'll put a comment, thank goodness Jeanette knows what she's talking about. Her spelling kind of, is not very great, or her grammar is not great in this post. But I would fully accept that in my reality from that person, and I fully accept it on my social media platforms when I put out a posting. So it's so, so important that you need to have that solid foundation. And I'm proud to say I'm a 55-year-old woman in business. I started my own company when I was 50, and I had built up an amazing foundation of people that wanted to see me grow and help me grow. So why not bring them along on my social media, along for the ride?
Wow, that is absolutely amazing. And I'm going to go back to this point here about building a solid foundation in your reality before you put that onto social media, because that does show through. And when people see you, they will be seeing what you see in your reality. So it's important that we have that clarity about that. You developed
Absolutely.
you developed this fascinating system. And I'm going to go back to lifting. Lift, as Jeanette would say, hello, ladies and gentlemen, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. Just I love it.
Thank
But you
you.
developed this fascinating system for business owners to overcome fears of social media. So, do you find this to be a commonality between business owners and entrepreneurs and even nonprofit, that they have fears about social media?
Absolutely.
Why is
Because,
that?
and I think because when we get fed in mainstream media, that where's truth? Or like, where is the truth coming from? And when I work with them, and you'll see the last part now, the ing part is standing for your intentions, your networks you belong to get your goals in life. And the key piece there is that I is what is your intention on your social media. Therefore, your fears will go away, because you can't have an intention and a fear in the same sentence. Is this is my purest intention?
Hmm.
I'm just going to go out. I'm going to put this information out there, and those that who are going to listen, watch, interact are your new superconductors. So that's why the fear. Oh my gosh, Adrian, we're friends in our reality, and you
Yes.
know me. I fear just doesn't live in my world. It
It doesn't. And to our audience today, I want to just kind of briefly break into this conversation here. Jeanette just went on a plane ride of her life where she jumped out of a plane. Now I'm going to say this again, jumped out of a plane. And this is what most people fear, is falling out of the sky or failing at something. But Jeanette, she jumped out of a plane. So she has taken on some of the major fears that people have. But sorry to interrupt you, Jeanette. Go back to what you were saying about fear again.
I just it doesn't live. Fear doesn't live in my life, and it's
Mm-hmm.
again, it's that surrounding of the people that are on the ground for me, the people that are got my back, the people that,
Mm-hmm.
I'm a believer, so I've got somebody above me, and it's just like, let's just do this. Let's just live in the moment, and let's
Let's
just
do it.
do this. And there's in there the there's the failure, absolutely, and there's the lesson in the same vein. And there's that secular happening. It's okay, that post didn't work. Okay, that, and you just keep rolling. You keep rolling with it and keep moving. And then therefore, why don't you roll that ball up the hill and lift yourself up, then worry about rolling that ball down the hill?
I love it. You focus a great deal on helping business owners build genuine connections, which is important. How do you go about doing this? And when you do, what are the actual benefits of
Oh
building
my
these genuine connections?
Oh my gosh, Adrian, this is just where the magic is. I call it your W5 story. So, how I help business owners is your W5 story.
Okay.
So, who are you? What do you do? Where do you do it? When do you do it? Why do you do it? And when I work through this exercise in the lifting up system training, and they get this very clear picture of who they are. And so much so, I had a client that came in from Toronto to my office in Langley here on Friday, and she has a social media company, and she's, Jeanette, they never even talked to me about this. And by the end of the session, Adrian, it was amazing because she had such a clear picture of what she should be posting, what she should be communicating. No, not should. I don't live in should, coulds, and woulds world. That she has a solid picture of what she will be posting, who she's all about. The visual story just came to be. And what the coolest thing about this, talk about lifting each other up. I just got to learn about a new company. I got to learn about her, and then therefore I lifted her up to all my friends on social media going, I just learned something new. Do you want to know a new cosmetic company that's out there? And that's how, you know, I lifted her up. She was being able to lift up her own self. And it's using our story. And once you have that W5 story very clearly defined, and I work you through with some questions on that, the BS meter can't come to your company. Your audience can't call BS because that's who you are. And it's pretty powerful. I get goosebumps every time I work through one of these W5 sessions with my clients.
I'm getting goosebumps right now when you're talking about the W5. When we are putting things on social media, it does go over our heads of actually what we're doing. Like, is this going to be in direct alignment with what we truly want people to see about our companies or even about ourselves? This is where many people make the mistakes, and you are helping them to see, look, you've got to get clear first. Be intentional about what you're putting out there and know why you're putting it out there, because that is what people are going to see you for. Jeanette, this is fascinating. Do you recall the time or place when you came up with this idea? You just said, I'm going to help business owners and entrepreneurs deal with their fears of social media.
The idea actually came from my friends, that they were seeing how I was growing my social media, how I was getting the followers, how I was utilizing these platforms. And they said, Jeanette, can you teach me? And therefore, that's where the first idea came up, is being able to share it back and going, oh, I think I can monetize this. Of course, I can show you how to do this. And then when I was sitting with a client about 2 years ago, and I looked down at the words and I'm like, oh my gosh, this spells lift. and and thus lift was born. And as I said earlier, half a year or so ago, the ing part, the lifting, you can have lift, but if it's not the verb, lift is the noun. No. We have to keep the verb going. So it's lifting and keeping it in action.
I love the action part, because a lot of us can get stuck into the now of just lift. But no, you have to continuously work through this portion of your business, because that's what success is. It's a continuum. So this is absolutely fascinating. And speaking of lifting up, I love this phrase that you use. She lifts you up so you can learn to lift yourself up, so we can ultimately lift each other up. Is this what it means to share mutual success, Jeanette?
Absolutely. Adrian, if I meet with somebody and take a picture of us together and put it out on social media and say, oh, look at this cool guy. I think I did it to you. Adrian Starks of Champion Up. He's my lunch buddy. And that little bit of time that it took me to put your awareness out to my 1,500 Facebook friends, that's how I can lift you up. A long time ago, oh my gosh, I told you what my age was, that Dale Carnegie wrote a very famous book called How to Win Friends and Influence People.
That classical book, yes.
Yes. Well, he's now written another book, or I don't think he has, or his organization. It's How to Win Friends and Influence People in the Digital Age. And this is how we can do it in the digital age. If I can help you create your digital footprint of credibility, oh my gosh, what a joy for me to watch you succeed in your business. And therefore, that's how I ended up on your show, is that you saw this opportunity of,
Absolutely.
Hey, let's make this, replicate this over and over and over again. I don't believe in competition. I believe in collaboration and pulling people together. And how can we collide to make this incredible magic that's in the world?
Oh, I just had a light bulb moment there. Okay, so you mentioned previously about creating a digital footprint. That is amazing. And also, you do not believe in competition, which I don't believe in either. And this is the true sign of a person who is walking into their creativity. Because in reality, is we're all out here doing impressive things we don't need to compete. We just need to look at what are we doing, why are we doing it, who are we trying to do it for, and to go in that line and stay in alignment with it. And Jeanette is actually doing this. This is why she's on the show as a courageous creator, because she's lifting up people in life to be even better courageous creators in their businesses. And it starts with the relationships and what you're putting out here on social media. So for the people listening today, my audience, maybe you're a first-time business owner. Maybe you're thinking about running a business. You got to start looking at your pages on social media and seeing what is that message. Because I have done this many times. I've had people asking to be on my podcast. And guess what I've done? I've gone to their social media. I've checked out their pages to see if there was consistency with what they're telling me. And sometimes it is not.
Nope.
So if you're, so you could be missing out on a lot of opportunities of working with people, working with your ideal clients, your ideal groups, if you are not portraying the person that you say you are. So as Jeanette said, that digital footprint, what are you putting out there? Because people are tracking back and they're going to figure out one way or the other who you really are. So we can't be imposters here. We got to be truthful with who we are. So Jeanette, for the business owner listening today, as I mentioned, maybe they're a first-time business owner, an entrepreneur. Maybe they've been in the game for a while and they just want to maybe change up something. What is a quick or first step to make sure they are building genuine connections online?
I love this one, Adrian. Part of the lifting up system is taking who you are after you've met somebody in reality and bringing that relationship to that, create that digital footprint. So whenever I go to a networking event or meet somebody, sometimes in the grocery store, and we exchange business cards, I take that business card and I apply a lifting up of who I am in their eyes in their business. So take that card and I write the word lift on the business card. I go and I ask to link in with them and send a personalized message such as, Adrian, I met you at Connect Now Networking. Let's connect here too, to put you back in the situation where we've met. Then if you have a business page on LinkedIn, I will follow your business page. I will follow you over on Instagram. I will go over to Facebook and ask to be your friend. I will follow your business page. If you're on Twitter, I will do the same. Follow you personally, follow you professionally. What happens, Adrian, to you 8 times when I do this? Can you figure that one out? There's a little question for you. What happens to you
when you do this?
Yeah.
Well, what happens to me is I get more exposure. More people see me.
Absolutely.
And they get to understand what I'm about in the business that I'm running.
Absolutely. So I'm giving you a new follower. I'm giving you, I've done my homework on who you are about. Then the magic starts happening. I do this within 24 hours most times. After I meet you, 48 hours later, if I want to do business with you, I will send that first introductory email. Met you at the chamber event. Wow, we had a great conversation about how the t-shirt design that you have. Love to get to know your business more. Can we go for coffee? Well, what will probably happen, and has happened in the past for me, is because they've got alerted 8 times that I have done my homework. Boy, Jeanette is serious about getting together.
Yes.
And if I have not heard back from them in 72 hours, then I pick up the phone, because when emails come in, we all know it's breaking flow and we want to get to emails, but we prioritize where our emails are. So in 72 hours later, I'll pick up the phone and go, hey, Adrian, it's me, Jeanette. Is this an okay time to chat? If you say no, and most times 95% of people are going to say no, because remember, I am breaking your flow when you pick up the phone. Even though you're as curious as heck as to know why Jeanette's calling me, but I'm breaking your flow. So then therefore I say, hey, I've got my day timer open, or whatever you use for your methodology of agenda. Can I call you at Friday at 8 o'clock? In Adrian's mind, he's like, yep, I'm available 8 o'clock on Friday. There's the first tiny test of what I have just done, all my little homework, by saying, yes, call me back at Friday at 8 o'clock. I call you back at Friday at 8 o'clock. Hey, Adrian, It's Friday, 8 o'clock. Let's get this done. Let's get this coffee date booked. I have passed the test of follow up. I
You
have
sure have.
passed the test of all the information I've learned about you, and I'm serious. And this has helped me grow my business exponentially with doing this real connections after the fact. And now I get to see what you're all about on your digital footprint. So when something pops up in my feed, I can support you in your vision. So lifting up.
Lifting up. And this is why Jeanette is on this show, because she lifted me up, and now I'm lifting Jeanette up. And this is
Absolutely.
what it's all about, mutual connections, and that creates mutual success. Jeanette, what has been one of your challenges that you can think of starting out your business, like in the beginning?
Oh, this is a great question. Networking overload or networking with no purpose defined.
Ooh,
And we
that
tend,
is a good one.
yes, we tend to take a look at either meetups or what the chamber's doing or with this networking group, and you just put your face in all over the place. And it's much like when you're new and hungry in sales and you take absolutely every sale because that's what you think you have to do. Starting my business, it was networking overload, and I couldn't define my clear message. And then in this past couple of 3 years, it was like, you know what, Jeanette, this is what you're about. It's these brand ambassadorships, it's lifting up people, teaching them social media, and it's having some fun on a wine tour and teaching them a unique way how to use a new learning platform. So that's yeah, networking overload. And now I'm
Networking overload.
very concise where I put my message out there when I go networking.
Perfect. For the listener today, I'm sure that you're thinking, well, I've got to be everywhere and do everything and pass out every single card if I'm going to get that client. Here's the thing, but we have to be very careful on, and Jeanette is sharing this with us. It's not about getting clients. It's about building relationships, mutual connections. So where are you going? Why are you going there? And what are you portraying when you are there? Because if you're just going out here just to put your face out everywhere and just pass out cards, you're not going to find your ideal partnerships with people and businesses. And people's BS meters are going to go up because they're going to realize you don't want to work with me. You just want something from me. And this is not how your business is going to grow. Jeanette is so successful in her business because she is helping people understand the power of mutual connections. That's why Jeanette and I are good friends. That's why she's on the show. And that's why she is doing amazing things with business owners and entrepreneurs. So for our audience listening today, remember it is about connections. And if you are facing a network overload or networking overload, you got to dial back, figure out what is the clarity here? What is the purpose behind it? What is your message? What are you saying to people? And why are you wanting to say it? It's so important for that. Jeanette, this is an amazing time that we're spending with you today. And we've learned so much about your lifting up process, your system that you have designed specifically to help business owners overcome fears of social media. And I, for one, have learned some things today that I'm going to put into my list of things to begin to implement immediately. Do you have any upcoming events, any workshops, any books that our audience can be a part of?
Well, I'm going to start with my book first, a work in progress.
Okay.
Those that know me know that I love pencil. And so the name of my book that I'm working on is My Life in Pencil, How I Erase to Make Space in My Life.
Ooh, how I erase to make space in my life. Beautiful.
Yes, so that's the name of my book. I do have an incredible event coming up on January 10th,
Okay.
2020. It's the first that I believe in the world that my co-producer Kathy Fester and I are putting on, and it's called the Gratitude and Appreciation Summit. And it's a day where you're going to come and understand where you need to step on the gas, get it? GAS, Gratitude and Appreciation Summit, where you need to step on the gas in your life, your business, and yourself. And you're going to come take a break with us as it's a day of inspirational speakers, workshops, one-on-one boardroom experiences with international local businesses that are using gratitude and appreciation to build up who they are. And it is going to be epic. I can tell, I'm not going to say now who some of our international speakers are, but I will share one story. A lady I met, she lives in Belgium. She had stage 4 cancer, and she used gratitude, and she's now cancer free. She got into herself. She just went amazing. I am so looking forward to sharing her story with the world. So she's coming from Belgium to Langley, British Columbia, to be on the stage to show us how she used gratitude to change her health.
I love it. And they say that gratitude, the form of gratitude, is actually the feeling of success. And we have to look at that and see that the feeling of appreciation is so valuable to you in your personal life, in your business. And I love your play on words here because it's so amazing. Okay, so the Gratitude Appreciation Summit. So literally stepping on the gas and getting yourself out there. But then we're going to take a break and we're going to learn some things while we're there. And I'm just like sitting here just smiling, Jeanette, because I'm like, I want to be there. And this is on January the 10th?
2020. And
2020.
What's so cool about that date, number one, it's a full moon. So the big spotlight on us.
Yes.
Number two, where do you want to be number one in your life? What's the first month of the new year? Vibrations of 10, what makes you just have good, solid 10 feelings? And it's 2020. So in this day and age with all the information and knowledge and people around us, we don't have to live in 2020 anymore. In hindsight, we get to have that insight now in 2020.
I love it. How can our audience get in contact with you?
Well, I would love for you to lift yourself up in my eyes. And I am on LinkedIn, Jeanette Y. Martin. You'll know it's me because I go bracket Harvey is my maiden name because I wanted my high school friends and school friends to find me. On LinkedIn, I also have a business page, MYBC Consulting on LinkedIn. I am on Instagram. I am on Facebook. I am on Twitter, both my personal and my professional. So take a look for Jeanette Y. Martin or Jeanette Martin. And that's how you can get in touch with me. And I'd love for you to sign up on my newsletter because I've developed, my business card strategy. I do have a document that I will send you on how you can apply this lifting up.
Excellent. With the information Jeanette just provided, make sure you go and you get onto the social media pages so that you can get that newsletter. Jeanette, we have come to the part of the show that everyone waits for. And this is what I call the Courageous Creator question. Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. What does it mean to live in an uplifting world?
It means embracing all that you have in your life and you want to see it grow and you want to see momentum and you want to see others succeed. And my key phrase that I often say is, my gift in an uplifting world is I want to help you share your story to the four corners of this round world.
And there you have it. What an amazing answer. Thank you so much, Jeanette, for being on our show today as the courageous creator that you are.
Thank you for this opportunity.
It's been wonderful. And to our audience today, a couple of things here. Remember this. You must build a solid foundation in your reality before you put it on social media. 2, what does your social media look like right now? And I'm serious about this. If you're wanting to build good business relationships with people, you cannot be on social media being just the opposite. Because as Jeanette mentioned, there is a digital footprint that is being laid out, and people will backtrack and find out who you really are. And if you're networking a lot, got to dial back and figure out why you're doing this. What is the purpose behind it? What is your message? These are just a few tips here that Jeanette has given today, and there's so much more to learn through her lifting up system. So I encourage you all to lift yourselves up. Go to Jeanette's social media pages. Make sure you go to that event on January the 10th, 2020. Don't miss it, because it can definitely help you step on the gas and to really take off into your businesses and your mutual relationships. Until then, I encourage you all to be that courageous creator in your life. This is the Purposeful Life Show and the Champion Up Podcast with myself, Adrian Starks, and thank you for listening. If you've enjoyed our podcast today, don't forget to give us that 5-star rating and subscribe to the show so you don't miss out on the powerful life-changing content on future episodes. Also, make sure to go to championup.net for even more life-changing content. Until then, I encourage you to be the courageous creator in your life.